Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. And let's kick off with, can Ripple be a big player in the NFT world? We're going to kick off with this because everybody's talking about NFTs. NFT this, NFT that. So much talk about NFTs. It seems that every platform and every blockchain platform wants to play in it. But how much of a player can Ripple make a strong case for the XRP ledger as a natural place for creators to register their NFTs? I want to put it out to you. Put in the comments what you think. Ripple's recent investment in Mintable represents an interest development in the fast-growing NFT marketplace. And so the argument begins to take place, right? I mean, how much will Ripple's XRP ledger have to play in the NFT place? Do they want to play in the NFT place? Sometimes focus is so important, right? When you try and be everything to everyone, you become no one. And so, do they even need to be in the NFT space? Should they try? I'd love to know what you guys think from a community point of view. Is NFTs really where XRP wants to play? Or, I mean, is there a real genuine case? And, how Flare and all the other bits and pieces of the ecosystem are all going to go together. So it's really, really interesting to take this into account and to take a look at it. And so we will keep a close eye. Who knows just how big the Ripple XRP ledger will become on the NFT place, but certainly something to consider. Now, the SEC versus Ripple, will the lawsuit then turn against Ethereum? So once Ethereum's upgrade to ETH2 goes live, the US regulator might be inclined to clarify the blockchain network status in order to be more coherent with its own legal arguments in the SEC versus Ripple case. So imagine a scenario where number 4 or 5 in the world, where whatever Ripple is right now at the moment in the world, gets cleared and gets legal clarity, and then boom, they go after Ethereum. I did speak about it about a week ago on the topic that not only can they go after Ethereum, but I think they're going to go after a whole bunch of them. And I think Binance is definitely on their radar. So very interesting. Again, it just goes down to legal clarity and America, right? I mean, what part do they want to have in blockchain? Are they going to be the nation that goes against, or just really slow with the times when it comes to blockchain? Or are they going to go after Ethereum 2.0? It will be very, very interesting. Certainly, in the eyes of the investor, it doesn't make you sleep well at night thinking that, they could go after Ethereum too. Do you put that aside and think, well, do I not invest in Ethereum because there could be one day a lawsuit? Well, no, not really, because at the end of the day, you need to do your risk assessment with everything. Every single token that you have, you need to do your risk assessment. So I would love to know what you guys think on that topic. Now, from a XRP versus BTC pair, I think at the moment the way that it's moving and where we're going with it, I think the price I think the worst case scenario, obviously we're going to go down into a 50 cents zone. But I think, we've got some really exciting things coming up. Now, I like what extreme bullish price action from Apex Legend. He goes, no timeline on this, but this is how he sees, the next leg up take place. We would go, straight to $2.30, then 4.20, jump into 8.50s, $4, 14, and then, go sideways for a while, into sort of this $5 to $8 range, and then, begin the next leg up. So, I mean, we've spoken on the channel, and I've spoken a lot of times about this $14 price prediction, and why I think we will go down that path. And there's a lot of factors involved before we get there, but this doesn't look half bad. Put it that way. Now, the retracements that we're having at the moment, what can we see next, right? So in Starro on Twitter, he says, 332, 832, 1344, 2676, and lastly 9714, right? Very interesting when we look at it this way, and we look at these numbers. But of course, right, these numbers, they have to be attached to something, right? You don't just get this type of volume, this type of market cap from fairy dust. It's going to come from somewhere, and I think that legal clarity is really what we're looking for at the moment. And again, this is a graph that I have shared before, right? I mean, what's coming is so exciting. So very exciting. I think at the moment, like, going back down to 50, 51, maybe even touch 44 for a second, before we begin the next leg up. So this definitely could be the type of formation that we go on to build. And MasterCard, Mumbai Metro, and Ripple partner Axis Bank launch one Mumbai Metro card, and it is powered by the Ripple Ledger. So very exciting as always. When you see new things come around and new organizations, inventing and using blockchain in an effective way. Let's go into Atani. Let's see some of the indicators. All right, so we're inside Atani at the moment, and remember, Atani is a free software. At the moment, it's 62 cents, 0.94% up. We've got Bitcoin at 33,715 at the moment, which is, again, it was predicted yesterday. I did mention that we're still playing in this window, and we haven't had a clear cut that we're going to go down. So it was very fascinating to watch the prices go up. And it's great, to back up your indicators, right? So I said, I think we're going to go up tomorrow, and we did. And I think what's really interesting about indicators, and especially in a time when there's not really that much news, right, is that they can be pretty bang on. I mean, the MACD, the RSI, and the Bollinger, and the moving averages, right? So looking into those, so it's really important. But really, we haven't had a lot of volume and a lot of things happen. We did have quite a nice price rise, but now we've just sort of dropped it back into 62. We were as high as 64 at one stage as well. Now, from a 4-hour point of view, we are about to go back into a bullish segment. So we just crossed over. On the 6-hour, not yet. And on the 12-hour, it's pretty much flat, right? But on the daily, we are still in a bullish trend. So, and when I say bullish trend, I mean that from a price action point of view, we can expect the prices to go up. How high can we go? We'll probably touch 70, 71 at the moment, depending on how Bitcoin performs, unless Bitcoin tomorrow, being a Sunday in Australia, or Monday morning early in Australia, we do tend to see the prices dip. So that could be, that could definitely be something to look out for. So from an indicators point of view, I think we've still got a little bit of room to go up before we do potentially retrace. And I'll say potentially because there is always the potential of that not happening at all. And a lot of people that have been preaching the bearish Bitcoin will not say that, but that possibility is there, whether you guys want to admit it or not. Let's have a look at some drawings. Okay, so when we do look at the drawings, again, I explained this yesterday, and you just want to clarify a little bit more on this particular chart. That falling wedge, right? I mean, we're not going to get. I mean, you never have like a final complete falling wedge in that style. I think 44 to me is more realistic than 31. I mean, I think 31 would be just absolutely unbelievable. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but wow, the opportunity to buy it again at 31 cents, I would have to do. I would have to. Like, I've got no choice. It's just too good. It's too good. So what can happen from here? Really, once we do find the bottom of the bottom, then really it's breaking the 77, 75, 80 cents and then continuing to push forward. From a price action point of view, from here, like I said, 51 and 44 to me are good entry points. If we can get in there, we'll be very happy. And then from here, wherever we end up, like say 44 or 54, then we need to break this particular line, which is probably sitting at around 76, 77 cents, right? So break, go above it, and then continue to push forward. So that there will be how we go. Now, there has been talks and arguments about a 20 cents or a 12 cents. Like, I do not see that happening. I'm sorry, it's my personal opinion. One person's opinion, I do not see that happening, and that's just my thoughts on how we're going. I think 44 will probably be the bottom, and then we'll continue our upward trajectory towards that almighty previous all-time high. And then from here, I think this is probably a very likely scenario. So find our bottom, go all the way to $1.60, come back down, touch $1.60, touch back, and then continue push forward into the fours and then beyond. So overall, positive, as far as, more companies coming on board and what play NFTs, what Ripple will have as an NFT play in the future. But again, from a price point of view, be on the lookout for 54, be on the lookout for 44. I don't see us getting 30s, but as always, I'd love to know your comments and what you think. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.